Yeah, Jesse, we are live.
Hi Devang bhai, welcome to this show. Thank you for coming here. It's such a great honor to host you.
It's my honor as well to be part of your show, Jiten, and connecting with you after a long, long time, to be honest.
Yes,
And
I
thanks,
must tell
a big
you,
thank you for having me over.
I must tell you, friends, that he is one of our schoolmates. We come from the same school, Hartley's High School, and he's from that same school. We have a lot of friends from Hartley's today. Pankaj, good to see you, man.
Hi, Pankaj, good to see you.
Wait, let me unmute that.
In, in fact, it's the other way around. In fact, I must tell you about Jiten. I used to admire him a lot in the school days. I think I was in class six, I think, and he
Okay.
was the head boy of our school. And kind of used to look forward to the head boy. So that's how I used to admire him. But eventually he passed out of the school, and we kind of went our way in our professions.
Wow, thank you so much. I didn't know this part of me. I had someone like
Well,
but
you
I've
were very firm and very strict with all of us. You used to ensure that, and you had a team of guys who used to keep us very disciplined, and I think that helped us eventually in our lives.
Yes, actually, you just took me back to that stage. Huh? Just remembered that I was also a head boy of the same school.
No, he's still firm and straight nowadays also.
Acha.
Well, I'm not sure of that.
We are very much sure about it.
Okay, let's move on now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warm welcome to Papa JC Talk Show. So today we have one of my heroes. Actually, I call him my hero because he comes from the same school I belong to, Atlas High School. So hopefully he's a big hero. And it's an honor to host him today. But before we go over to Devang Saab, I want to say something about this platform to you, Devangji.
Hmm.
Actually, the idea of this platform is to get connecting with a lot of people with some message in every show. So this is our 28th show, and we want them to take back something or the other different from every show. Like we've got doctors in the past, we've had different good eminent personalities talking about their field of expertise. In fact, we recently had Mr. Baichung Bhutia also. He's such a great human being. And he inspired so many young footballers about football and how to go and how to play in the school and how to come up, how to be noticed. He was so good. His session was really, really good. Although when we're talking to celebrities, we do not have too many questions to ask. So we want to connect more with about your life, how you have become a cricketer, and how you want to let others also grow in the same stage, how they come up and how they rise as a cricketer. Okay, talking about tomorrow, we have a very special session, Devang Bhai. You must attend the session tomorrow.
I will. I will.
Noon in the afternoon at 12 sharp it starts. And the show is about food, exercise, mind, weight. Now, this is going to be a debate, a full-on debate on these four topics. And I've invited Dr. Sarfaraz Beg, he's a gastrosurgeon. Mr. Neeraj Surana, he's a fitness guru. Everybody knows him. Then we have Miss Manjari Agarwal, she's a nutritionist. Then we have Dr. Smarnika Tripathi. She's a counselor and a psychologist. We also have Dr. Rahul Jain. He's a diabetologist and physician. And we have Miss Anuradha Mathur and Mr. Neelaj Bagri. So 7 people are going to talk about these 4 subjects, and it will be like very interesting debate. So you must join in tomorrow. Now,
I think this is more of my subject than what we are going to talk today. I'm more into diet and fitness, so I'm sure I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
You must attend tomorrow's show because these people are going to tell us how to take it forward, how to correct ourselves in so many ways, and then finally come to some conclusion where we are going wrong. So may I request now Kavita ji to please introduce our guest of honor today.
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. We all know that the topic for today is cricket, one of the most famous and exciting games, which is liked by people of all ages. So it's a pleasure to have with us on board somebody very special, a man who needs no introduction, a man full of simplicity, and also the hero of Kolkata, a former Indian cricketer, Mr. Devang Gandhi on board. He is a commentator as well as the current national selector of the Indian cricket team. He studied at Hartley's High School and also an alumnus of St. Xavier's College. So we are looking forward to have this wonderful session with him to know all about cricket. Over to you, Papa JC.
Thanks, Kavita. Thanks. I'm really humbled to be part of this show. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita ji. In fact, I now may I request this. I can see Miss Arundhati ma'am here. She has also joined the show. Can we have her unmuted? Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Ma'am, your audio is not connected. Ma'am, your audio is not connected. Okay, Devang, before we go into this session, may I request you to particularly say something about your memories with school?
With regards to
Yes,
school,
please.
I have no qualms in saying that I was a very ordinary student, not at all inclined to studies. And but having said that, in those days, sports was never kind of promoted by the schools in Calcutta or even all around India. But fortunately, I was part of Hartley's High School, which to all the teachers for having guided me and passing on the values, which eventually became the foundation of. Thank you to all the teachers
Your voice is
who
breaking.
played a significant part. Am I audible now?
Yeah, in between your connection may be a little weak, so sometimes it's stopping. Anyways,
Okay,
continue.
just ask me to pause straight away then. I mean, I'll once again say that I'm grateful to all the teachers for, guiding me through my formative years, giving me the right values, which I think were the foundation in my life for whatever I have achieved today. So a big heartfelt thank you to all the teachers for helping me and guiding me.
Excellent. And you have a lot of friends also, I think, from your class in school. So you would like to leave a message for them.
Well, I miss them, to be honest. But as luck would have it, after I passed out from school, we all went our different ways. A lot of them have been in touch, but the nature of my work, the incessant traveling that I've been doing, sometimes it's not possible to connect. And the nature of my work also keeps me busy at times. But that's no excuse. I mean, I do miss them, but I will surely try and be in touch as much as I can. Not that I'm totally not in touch with some of them. I'm in touch with Nitin Roy, his pet name is Johnny. So he's one. Nirav I'm in touch with from time to time. I did attend a couple of annual dinners that we had a few years back. Which one was in Punjab Club, one was in Cosmopolitan Club. But I do miss my old days and friends.
Good, great. So that's having said that, now let's move to your passionate subject, cricket. Okay, now first question that comes up to you is, what inspired you to take up cricket? How did you move on to cricket in those days?
Well, for me, this was very simple. The 1983 World Cup. I mean, a lot of players get inspired by individuals. I mean, a lot of people get inspired by individuals, as in superstars. But for me, that victory was the one which prompted me to take up this wonderful game. And if you can recall, that particular World Cup, India was kind of a minnow. Nobody rated India, and after having lost the first, I think we lost the first game against West Indies, then we won in the second round, and eventually we won the World Cup. So that was basically the event which kind of inspired me. And if you ask me to pick one particular player from that era, it will be very difficult. But yeah, Kapil Dev stood out for his all-round abilities, not only as a player, but if you look at him, the way he contributed to the Indian cricket, leading the side to the World Cup from where India was, and also with his own personal ability. And as a batsman, as a player, I mean, as a batsman, as a bowler, as a fielder, he was a complete all-rounder for me. And obviously, there were other greats like Sunil Gavaskar as well.
Okay, having said that, I feel those days we did not have so much of television, media, and coverage and all that. So if you ask me, I was a huge fan of Kapil Dev. And even today, I feel the kind of feeling I had for that player, that feeling I cannot develop for anybody, not even the best of players today. They are so much more different. And he was a different player altogether, a complete all-rounder. Now, going to the next question for you.
But I would just like to elaborate on what you said.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure, please.
why Kapil Dev was different, and he was different by a mile, to be honest, because we definitely had a lot of batsmen. We had Sunil Gavaskar, we had Vishwanath, G.R. Vishwanath, we had Venkateswarlu, but Kapil Dev was the first Indian guy in the world map of cricket where he was a fast bowler. In India, we never had that kind of fast bowler in that era, and there was only one bowler India had. So, I mean, if we had a couple of more Kapil Devs, then perhaps our record would have been much different. In those days, we had more draws than wins, to be honest. And having played cricket in that era, Kapil Dev, I will definitely give him a lot of credit for whatever he's achieved.
Actually, he was a big inspiration for this entire cricket to change. What he has done, people cannot forget. Okay, now we would like to know from you, what is the importance of fitness in cricket? I can see Nandita ma'am also here.
Fitness is paramount, to be honest. The demands
Just a minute. I want to say hello to Nandita ma'am. Ma'am, kemon achen? Can you unmute Arundhati ma'am also, please?
Unmute. It's a pleasure to be with all of you.
No physics classes and chemistry classes today. Good to see you, ma'am, and it's good to see that you're smiling and still keeping fit.
Pankaj, you are unmuted too.
And I think Jitin asked the question about the fitness in the very right and opportune time.
Okay, go on.
These are the two fast bowlers from our school who kept us in all our classes moving.
I was really petrified of Arundhati teacher as well. I mean, she was like our maths teacher, and I can recall one incident, and I have no qualms in admitting it now. And with regards to maths, I was pretty good in arithmetic. So one fine day, I mean, I used to sit in the last bench. She said, Gandhi, you come up and sit in the first bench. And there were two sums. I think it was a 10 marks examination. So I was very good in that. So I did it on my own and I just gave it to her. So next day when the book came to me, it was 10 out of 10. So I was pleasantly surprised. Thereafter, she never touched me. And my weakness was algebra, geometry. Where my, all
Still
of my
remember that?
Friends, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So all my other friends... All my other friends like Johnny and Tunal, and they all used to help me, with a little bit of geometry and a little bit of algebra and all.
The only thing which Devang was best was eating our tiffins before the break. He would take out all the and he would finish them off.
Yeah, I was a voracious eater. I was a big eater. And if you can remember one incident, I think the entire class 9 and 10 had gone for the sports trials, and I can recall Vijay Venkatram, he was there. So we were like, I was hungry. I mean, so I said, let us have food from everybody's tiffin, and we will leave half for them. And eventually, I was called by the principal, and I had to apologize.
You can make it up now.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
Yeah, I will sure. I will for sure.
You should make up now.
I think this,
Call them and make up.
We'll have a separate school session one day. Now let's move on to the other topic that we have now is cricket.
Yeah, you were talking about fitness.
Yes, we're talking about fitness. Yes.
The game has changed a lot, Jitan, over.
I can't hear you.
Very high, and now, okay.
Yeah, better.
Am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes, you're
So what I would say is that the demands of the game in modern day is very high. If you look at the Indian calendar, they play about 120 days of cricket across different formats. Now we have 3 different formats. Earlier it used to be only 2 formats, which was
Devang,
a very high intensity sport.
Your signal somehow is not perfect. It's breaking in between.
Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that we play about 120 days of high intensity cricket. So fitness becomes paramount. If you look at even 1 run matters. There's matches. Hello?
Yeah. बीच में आप गायब हो जा रहे हैं बस.
I mean, I'm talking as loud as I can.
No,
Yeah.
आपका signal
So
weak
what I
है.
was saying-
आपका signal weak है बस.
Can you just give me a...
You want to log in again? Do you want to log in again?
Let me just try that. Let me
Okay.
just-
In the
Yeah, I will log in
meantime,
again.
friends,
Yeah.
in the meantime, friends, we are having a great session with Mr. Devang Gandhi. He's trying to connect with the audio systems here and the Wi-Fi, which is a problem everywhere. We have a great show tomorrow. We would like all of you to come because we've invited several doctors, and the topic is very, very good. It's all about 4 different topics: good food, our weight, our exercise. We are all combining all of them together to bring to you something which will be for all of us to understand and learn. So do come in tomorrow. We are trying to bring in new topics. We recently had this survey between our friends who are following us on this format, asking them about how to take it forward. So they suggested so many topics to come bring in. Now we are trying to invite some good celebrity players of different fields, different games. Like one of my friends suggested to bring in a good golfer, a good swimmer, and also a good tennis player. I am in touch with Pankaj. Pankaj is my school friend, and he suggested me to bring in these people here. So I hope we can continue with that effort of bringing in and acknowledging these good players who have been with us and who have done so good for the country. While let's see what's happening in the gallery. Can we see? Can you show the gallery, please, Ravi? Oh yeah, there he is. There he is. Okay, you've joined back. Can you please put him on focus? Devang Gandhi is here. Can you please
unmute him? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm back. Can you hear me guys now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah. Good.
This is fine?
But this is happening regularly. You know, the celebrities are disappearing for a little while and I have to manage it.
No, I'm not a celebrity. It's just that I think my Bluetooth earpiece was not working. So I'm working. I mean, now I'm using the computer. So
yeah,
that's better now?
Yeah, sure. Better.
Yeah. So we'll start from where I left about
the fitness.
Like as I was saying, that the demands of the modern day cricket are pretty high. If you look at the Indian calendar, we play about say 120 odd days of high intensity cricket. Basically, we play about say 10 to 12 test matches, 30 ODIs, and 30 T20s. So in order to play that, and also you have to factor in that the guys have to practice before a match. So it becomes almost about 200 days of physical activity. And in order to sustain that with the same intensity of the skill, you require fitness. And fitness is quite a broad thing. It's a very holistic thing. It involves diet as well, going to the gym, taking adequate rest. So it's an in-depth subject, which you said in the beginning that you will have a set of people tomorrow who specialize in that. So yeah, fielding definitely plays a big part. Fitness plays a big part, and you have to be supremely fit to play all 3 formats.
Great. And what does it happen normally? जो diet की बात आप कर रहे हो, उसमें फिर diet कैसा role होता है in fitness? What kind of food do they have? Because you say they play 120 matches in a year, which means diet, as you said, is a very important part. So what are they supposed to have?
There is no uniform diet. I mean, my diet can be different from yours. It depends on what you're tolerant to, what allergies do you have. So nowadays they do a DNA test basically. So they take your saliva and they do a very extensive test where they give you what you are susceptible to, what are the things that you should ideally have. It is not that everybody's diet is same. So it is very personalized diet. So that's how it is. Somebody could be gluten intolerant, somebody is vegan. So a lot of factors go in. What kind of meal you should have leading up to a big test match. There is a lot of intake of carbs. So it's again a very personal and a specialized mechanism.
You were saying sometimes back about your friendship with the players that you enjoyed during your cricket days. How's your relationship with Dada? So Mr. Saurav Ganguly.
Well, Saurav, when we go a long way back, right from our college days, we played under 17 cricket, under 19 cricket together. Then we traveled to England and I stayed with him in his uncle's place for about 3-4 months. And just the two of us and uncle auntie. So, I mean, he was quite a mess, to be honest with, as far as, keeping his things and all around in the room. But as far as cricket goes, he was very organized and we know what he achieved in spite of all the struggles that he went through initially. After having got dropped from Australia, and what a resounding comeback he made in England, that 100 at Lords. I can still vividly remember I was in England and I was playing club cricket there, and I was pleasantly surprised to know when somebody said that, hey, your friend has got 100, and apparently we played for the same club. So it was really nice to see Saurav achieve what he has done, not only as a cricketer but as a captain of the Indian team, and now he's the president of BCCI.
Excellent. So, and there were so many other memories that you must be enjoying with these players, having played with them for so many years or being associated with them. Do you have anything in mind? share with us, we would like to hear. In the meantime, if you want to ask a question to our hero, please raise your hand and ask your question. And if you want to put up your question in the chat, please put it up. We will unmute you and bring you up here. So the next question that I want to know about is you were running an academy on cricket. Could you share something about that? How you started that and how was it going?
Well, yeah, I started in Northern Park, which is where I learned my entire cricket. And in those days, there were just two simple nets, and between the bowler and the batsman, there used to be a road where people used to walk. So it was very primitive. And once I graduated to playing for the state and zone, I never came back there because that camp which used to exist there, for some reason, for financial constraint, got stopped. And after I finished my cricket, I thought I'll just try and revive the whole place. So with the support of some sponsors, I was able to put in some floodlights, and with very limited infrastructure, we were trying to we were able to recreate the whole infrastructure. So at one stage we had about 400 boys, and Virendra Seva came there, Rahul Dravid was there, PVS came. They all supported and inspired the students of the academy whenever they had time.
So is it not functioning anymore?
It's functioning, but I'm not part of it anymore because ever since I was nominated as the selector of the Indian cricket team, I couldn't continue with that academy anymore because of conflict of interest.
Okay. So you moved on from cricket to commentating, right? You were a commentator for a while. Could you share some stints there? How was your journey as a commentator?
Well, that transition just happened by chance, to be honest. I was never up for it as a commentator. Hindi, as you know, was not my Hindi or English, or for that matter, because I was kind of a very poor student, as you know. So my grasp of Hindi wasn't really great, but I did put in a lot of hard yards. I was reading Hindi newspapers, which ideally I should have done it in the school. Then the transition would have been much smoother. But yeah, I mean, since I had to do it, I had to do it. So one fine day, I got a call from Star Sports, and they said that we'll have you over for an for a commentary stint. I said, it's easy for me to do shows. You ask questions and I'll answer them randomly. But then they said, no, sir, you just give it a go and see how it goes. And I had my first stint there, which kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. Then I religiously took Hindi lessons, and I worked hard on my Hindi, and eventually I did commentary, and I was very fortunate to do commentary alongside some of the greats like Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev, Virendra Sehwag, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, Wasim Akram, Shoaib Akhtar. So it's quite a long list. I was very fortunate, and it was once you get a hang of the nuances of commentary and you start enjoying it, then it becomes fun because basically you're doing what you like. You just watch the game and give your views. And obviously, the commentary and the production that you guys see on the screen, there is a lot of support which the production team does. We have a statistician at hand, who gives us all sorts of statistics to embrace the commentary. So, which is a big aid, as far as commentary is concerned.
You mentioned some very good names of cricket. Would you like to share some of your memories with them or some special episodes during that stint?
Well, I also missed out one big name. He was very funny. It was Navjot Singh Sidhu with his shairis and all and everything. He used to come prepared, and he was very meticulous about it. He used to have his all set of papers. He'll write it down, and he knew which shairi and which idiom or which quote to shoot it at the right time. So his commentary may be a little monotonous, but it was funny. And if you look at Hindi commentary, he was the one who laid the foundation of Hindi commentary in India, to be honest. Like, if you ask me how popular is it, if you ask me personally, I would definitely listen to English. But if you look at the masses in India, out of the 130 crore, probably 100 crore would connect with Hindi commentary because they are able to connect and relate with the language. When the research was done by Star Sports, a lot of people said that we listen to English, but we muted and turn on the transistor, the radio, to listen to the Hindi commentary. So those were old days. But now, the ones Star realized that they did their research, and eventually now Hindi is very popular, and all the commentators, the English commentators, are clamoring to get into Hindi commentary.
Can you just share one of your, I suppose boundary lag gayi hai, छक्का लग गया, अब उसको कैसे बोलोगे आप? बल्ला घुमा दिया है, एकदम बहुत चले गए, अब उसको जरा सुनाइए ना हम लोग उसको.
See, I would suggest that if you hear it from Virendra Sehwag, who happens to be one of my favorite commentators, the reason why I'm saying is that we played a little bit of cricket together, and then during the World Cup, which was I think in 2016 in India. So he was my partner, and he was very meek and very soft-spoken. And I said that, why are you talking so softly? You just do commentary the way you batted. And ever since that, it's not that I'm taking any credit for what he's doing as a commentator, but that sometimes you need that little bit of push. And ever since that, he never gave the mic up, and he's just opened up big time. It was such a revelation, as far as commentary is concerned. So those are some good memories. And I'll tell you, commentary also helped me a lot in a lot of other ways. From cricketer, I went on to become a commentator, and from commentator to becoming a national selector. In the process of doing commentary, I was watching a lot of Ranji Trophy matches at the same time commentating, so which helped me be in touch with the game, and looking at the talent of pool of talent in India. So that transition, commentary also helped me in my transition as a selector.
Okay, so by commentating, like you're doing this job, you're going different places, so you see new talents and new people, and then how did you move into a selection role?
Well, it's a 4-year term, and what happens is after you complete 4 years, you get, BCCI have to pick a new set of selectors. So at that point of time, I had applied for the job, and I had to appear for an interview along with a presentation. And that's how I got nominated in 2016 September.
Okay.
So around this September, I'll be completing my 4 years.
So what has your role been actually? Aap karte kya ho as a selector? What is your actual job there?
It's very simple to pick Indian team for the different squads. Different formats. We have 3 different formats, as I said, Test, ODIs, and T20. So we have to go and watch the domestic cricket, which is Ranji Trophy, Dilip Trophy, and identify talent from there and pick them for the India A. So the process is very simple. If somebody does well in the domestic cricket, they are picked for the Indian A team, which travels abroad and they play a lot of cricket there. And if you keep doing well there, then you are in line to be picked for the Indian cricket team, depending on what slot is available. Sometimes a player might be doing well, but there are no slots available. I can highlight one era when we had Rahul Dravid at number 3, Tendulkar at number 4, Ganguly at 5, and Lakshman at number 6. So these guys, they all played more than 100 test matches. So what happened is, there were a lot of cricketers who were performing well in the middle order, but there were no slots available. So sometimes a lot of performance is not rewarded because there are no slots available.
So don't you think it's time enough to start a parallel setup for this kind of new players who should be given a chance to, because ye wait karte to inki zindagi nikal jayegi?
Yeah, but it's very unfortunate. You can't have 2 Indian teams playing Test cricket and ODIs and one days. There are some players who form the nucleus of all 3 formats, but there'll be some other players who, there are different players who play all 3 formats, but by and large, the nucleus is the same. So it's very unfortunate at times. You can't do much about it.
Yeah, but then you can be the change. If what we are trying to suggest is, suppose I was just thinking out of the blue, कि हमारे पास एक setup तो है which is running, and if you can start another setup where we pick up students from children from the school age and let them also grow up and let them be parallel, then let the competition be more bigger and wider.
See, Jiten, what happens is we have a fantastic system in place. Any budding cricketer who is aspiring to play for India, first he has to represent his state. If he does well for his state, he gets picked for the zone in the Dilip Trophy, and subsequently, if he keeps doing well, he gets picked for the Indian A team. So Indian A team is the only place where somebody can be rewarded. But if once a slot is available in the Indian team, that guy is next in the line. He's in the pecking order. So we have a pecking order in place. So it depends on which slots. If a fast bowler gets injured, so fast bowler is replaced by another fast bowler. It's like for like replacement.
Like you said about the 3 formats, you just mentioned that India, we have 3 different formats. Which is your favorite?
Obviously, it's a no-brainer, Test cricket, because it's a kind of a litmus test for any cricketer, where all the facets of his games are challenged, be it his technique, be it his temperament. mentally how strong he is, and definitely the skill. So for me, that becomes, I mean, that remains the epitome of cricket. And if you look at ODI, ODI is like a compressed form of cricket, test cricket, where skills skills are tested to an extent, but after that, it again becomes a little in favor of the batsman, where a batsman has a lot of liberty to score runs, but it's heavily stacked in favor of the batsman. And T20 is completely stacked in favor of the batsman. Though it's a, but again, it's a challenge for the fast bowlers. Like if you see the fast bowlers and also the spinners, if you see Jasprit Bumrah, how he has evolved. He's playing all three formats. So how he took up the challenge, it's never easy. If you're bowling in test match cricket, you're bowling in different areas. The requirement in one-day cricket is a bit of both, because initially you're in the first 10, 15 overs, your lengths are different. In the slog overs, your lengths are different. So likewise, even in T20 cricket, 2 overs you are bowling in the beginning, and the rest 2 are in the slog overs. So the requirements are very different. So it becomes very, very challenging for a bowler, and even for the spinners, it's equally challenging.
Okay, we have some questions lined up in the chat box. In the meantime, I can see a small young cricketer or a fan of yours, RK. RK, I can see you. Can I unmute you and bring you up? Is that RK? I can see RK, a small kid, has been watching you. Yeah, can we bring him on the thing? Can you please make him talk? You are watching. The small child was anyways. We have some questions lined up. I'm just reading them out to you.
I can see Nitendra Johnny there. He's there. Like, bring him in. I'm seeing him after ages.
This child of you are watching. He is watching. You want to ask a question to Mr. Devang Gandhi?
Hi, RK.
Hello, sir. My name is Parth Kapoor.
Oh, Parth. Okay. Hi, Parth.
Hi.
What do you want to ask? Do you play cricket?
Yes.
Where do you play cricket? Which class are you in?
I'm in 6th class and
Which school are you in?
study hall school.
Okay. Well, you like playing cricket? What do you want to ask him some question about cricket? Don't you want to don't you want to join the Indian team?
I want to. That's my dream.
So he's the man. He's the man. You tell him what you can do. He'll take you in.
Does your school play any cricket? You have a school team? Do you take some training somewhere?
No, there's no. I do not play cricket in school because there is nothing like. I just asked my teacher, so can I play? She says that cricket is not allowed in our school.
Okay, but doesn't matter. You can still join a cricket coaching center where you can go and play cricket. You can learn cricket. So it's not always possible for a school to participate in a CAB school tournament. But if that is not possible, then definitely you can join one of the coaching centers and hone your skills there.
Yes.
So, Mr. Kapoor, we are looking forward to see you in the Indian team soon. You better not stop playing cricket, huh? Okay, we have a hand raised by Pankaj. Pankaj, I am unmuting you. Please unmute it.
So, Devang, my question to you is that in school, we remember you were an all-rounder. And then when you started playing cricket for India, there it was baptism by fire. I think you were facing Glenn McGrath in the Australian pitches. So what made you get into the mode of being an opener? Was it by choice or was it by the compulsion by the Indian selectors?
No, it wasn't compulsion. A fantastic question, Pankaj. It wasn't by selectors. As I said just a while back, we had a fantastic middle order. We had Rahul Dravid at 3, Tendulkar at 4, and 5, Ganguly. So basically, number 6 slot was again a little bit of a tricky one, and Indian team was looking for an opener. I remember I was playing for India A against the West Indies A team, and one of our openers got injured on the day of the match, and I was asked to open, and I got 100. So, and then selectors felt that there is one slot available. The guy has batted at number 3. Why don't we open with him? I mean, for me, if I was even told to bat at number 10, I would have grabbed that opportunity. But because leading up to when I reached Indian team, I'll just tell you briefly what happened. When I was picked for the Bengal team in the year 91, I had to wait for 4 years. I was just merely carrying drinks, and people would come from outside, they would play. So I was very dejected, disappointed at that point in time. And I felt, God, if I can just play one match for Bengal, I'll be very happy and grateful. And having started my journey from there and gone on to play for India, I was pretty lucky. I mean, in the past also I've seen there are a lot of good players who have missed out on playing for India, but I was one of the fortunate ones, and position was not important at that point in time. But yeah, if I had got an opportunity in the middle order, I would have been much happier.
Yeah, I personally feel that it was a raw deal given to you because that was a very difficult Australian bowling attack, and the pitches were really vicious. And if you would have got time to play in the middle order for some time before graduating to the opening, I think we would have seen more of you in the Indian team. Like it was.
In the hindsight, we can think like that, but I won't say that the treatment meted out to me was a very harsh one. I made my debut when I was 28. So for me to make a comeback was going to be very difficult because there were new guys who were emerging on the scene like Shiv Sundar Das, Sehwag, Gautam Gambhir. They were in their early 20s. And for me, the preceding season after I got dropped, I got 500s. But then again, from a selector's perspective, they had to look at youngsters who were going to serve Indian cricket for a long time. So that is where sometimes selection, is a little tricky. You need to balance, and a lot of people will criticize, as you pointed out, that I got a raw deal. But from my perspective, and now being a selector myself, I can understand where selectors were coming from.
One more thing, which I don't know whether what memories you have of Datta sir, but I think he was one of the first guys who saw the talent in you. And whenever there was a school match happening, he would be promoting you. There was Arunava Mitra, there was Nitindra Mohan Mukherjee, there was Manish Agarwal, Romy, and
I remember everyone. I remember everyone because I used to sit on the back bench with Arunava, and half of his tiffin belonged to me basically. Even before the last time, I just finished half of his tiffin. But as far as Datta sir is concerned, definitely. And as I said earlier, that I was never I was never fond of studies. I used to look forward to that PT class, any form of sport that we played. And Datta sir was the first one in school who helped me, and ensured that I get leave from school whenever I wanted to play cricket. He spoke to our principal and ensured that I get my leave. So I used to feel very proud, walking around say 1:30 when everyone in the school was studying. So that encouragement I did get from the school and Datta sir, to be honest.
Anyways, let's not keep the school topic here because it's an open platform where others are also watching. I have a question from one Ojosvi Roy. Could you please raise your hand and ask your question directly? Ojosvi Roy, you wrote something on the chat. Please raise your hand. I can't see you. Okay, I just read it out. The question has come here like this. What steps should the state associations take about the incomplete tournaments which help us get into the trials from where we are selected for our state teams? Would you like to answer that?
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
What steps should the state associations take about the incomplete tournaments which help us get into the trials from where we are selected for our state teams?
Incomplete tournaments.
Yes.
At this point of time, we all know what we all are going through. I mean, first and foremost, we need to ensure the safety and security of everyone associated with the players, as in the ground staff, everyone. So until and unless this gets rectified or we find some sort of a solution to this, so everything is stalled, to be honest. So, unfortunately, all of us will have to wait. I mean, there is no solution at this point of time. But once everything is restored, normalcy is restored, I'm sure CAB will take some measures whereby, wherever things are stagnated, things will move on from back there itself.
Okay, there's another question that's come up. What's the difference between the fitness and diet should be there in the test and the T20 cricket players?
No, it's uniform. Diet is not based on the format of the game. It's just that you have to maintain overall fitness because you are going to go through the rigors of of strenuous hard work throughout the year, which is almost 200 days, which includes cricket as well as training and fitness. So, these three combined together. So I don't think there is any specific diet for any format.
Okay, Miss Arundhati ma'am wants to ask you something. Ma'am, you are unmuted.
No, thank you. I wanted to say something, not asking. I'm so happy that Datta sir's name came up. This is the first thing because I used to always watch Devang with the cricket bat, not inside the class, but with Datta sir and a few more boys always. So I'm so happy that Devang has reached this place. Another way I would like to thank him, rather bless him, because when I called him for my school in a school, New Horizon High School, as a principal, he spent a lot of time and motivated the school children there. Even going up to this level, he spared so much time. God bless you, Devang. God bless you, Jiten, for organizing such a good program.
Thank
you
you
so much, ma'am. Thank you.
It's such an honor to have you all here. In fact, it feels so good to have the entire school and teachers here. Thank you. There's another chat question that's come up, Devang. I would like to take it. The question is straight here. It says, good afternoon, sir. My name is Hitesh and I am really curious to know about your opinion regarding Shubman Gill. He is my favorite batsman. Also, I would like to know about him as a human. I would also like to know about the friendly competitive competition between Shubman and Prithvi Shaw. Anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, Shubman is also one of my young, favorite, talented cricketers. He's done exceedingly well in the domestic circuit. He's very much there in the scheme of things and very close to playing for India. And even like Prithvi, I've seen from very close quarters. Both of them, I think, share a good bond. In fact, most of them, nowadays, all the players, there is very healthy competition amongst each other. There's a lot of admiration which goes on behind one's success. And what I can say about both of these guys is that we'll just have to wait till they get their opportunities. If he got his opportunities, he started off well by scoring 100, but then he was disciplined for a while. But I'm sure he'll make a resounding comeback. And with regards to Shubman, he'll have to wait because there is Rohit Sharma at the top, there is Shikhar Dhawan, and I'm sure Mayank Agarwal is also there. At some stage, he'll get his opportunity and he'll have to grab it with both hands.
So you feel that how many players you think could be lined up for the future? Can you mention some names, some other names also?
I mean, I would like to mention the names, to be honest. You will try and understand the constraints that I have, but there are a lot of players who are there. As I said earlier, that we have a like-for-like selection policy and we have a fantastic bench strength and talent at our disposal.
Okay, would you please ask your questions because he's here for few more minutes and you have questions to ask. Please raise your hand and directly ask questions. There's one that's come up. India still lacks fast bowlers, all-rounder, apart from a couple of all-rounders, there are hardly any. What do you say on that?
Can you come again, please?
He says that India does not have many good fast bowlers.
Well, at this point in time, I think we have a good pool of fast bowlers. We have Jasprit Bumrah, we have Mohammad Shami, we have Saini, who's there. Ishant Sharma is there. Then we have a couple of more youngsters. Umesh Yadav has been part of the system. Mohammad Siraj is there. So we have a pool of fast bowlers. It's not that we don't have fast bowlers. And these are real fast bowlers who can bowl close to 140 kilometers per hour.
So that means Alok Mohta ji, आप क्रिकेट फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं इसलिए आपने ऐसा सवाल करके मुझे फंसा दिया आप
नहीं वैसे कोई बात नहीं है it happens to best of us
और कुछ बताओ ना हम लोग क्रिकेट के बारे में we want to hear from you actually we have you here so we would like to hear more from you about cricket what they should take from you and how they can come up as good cricketers there are so many youngsters
you see it boils down to passion to be honest if you look at any cricketer and you have to have that basic passion. We talk about discipline, we talk about perseverance. That is basically part and parcel of every. But most importantly, the talent has to be there. That inherent talent. Everybody is not same. I mean, uniform. Everybody has different success mantras. There is no single pattern of success. Your way of approaching success is different. My way could be different. So, in a way, you have to figure it out for yourself. What works for you. And if you're passionate about it, and if you believe in yourself, go for it. I mean, it will take time, but eventually you'll get there. But that basic talent has to be there. That without talent, it is not going to be possible. You may have a dream, but if you're not talented, you won't get it.
Are you somehow connected with the cricketers, the old cricketers like Kapil Dev, sir, and others?
Well, not on a daily basis, but whenever we wish each other on our birthdays, and if we are commentating, definitely I was in touch, but it's not possible to be in touch with them every day. But yes, like previous
do you have his
Rahul
number?
Dravid. Sorry?
Do you have his phone number?
Well, I do have his phone number.
Can you please
But I
convey a
have
message
phone
from my
numbers of most
side?
of
He's one of the
players.
best cricketers I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was a versatile cricketer. The way he played the sport, and he single-handedly won so many matches. And
Yes,
if you look at, you see, we spoke about fitness, and his career, he played without getting injured. All through his career, he played. He never missed a game because of fitness. So that is something which is quite intriguing. How he maintained his fitness, how he was supremely fit. He was a fantastic fielder. He was gone of a fielder, to be honest. If you recall that 1983 World Cup, that catch he took off Vivian Richards, it was awesome. That still remains. I still believe that was one of the best catches I've seen.
Okay, there is a question that's come up. It's for some KL Rahul. His technique and adaptability in different formats.
He's done well. See, if you look at the way KL has evolved in last 1 year or so, see, everybody branded him like, he can only open for India. But if you look at his career lately, he's done well in the middle order. He started keeping as well. He's a fantastic talent, and a person who can get 100 in Australia, who can get 100 in England, is a serious talent.
Excellent. Having said that, I must thank you, Devang Saab, to take out time and come here and give us so many answers to the questions. And please encourage more, and please come back to the academy and start it and create more players that India needs. You can encourage more and more players by training them at that level.
I think the encouragement depends purely on the children or the budding cricketers. It has to be on their own. We can merely facilitate whatever they want to achieve. But as I said, I drew my inspiration from 1983 World Cup. But I'm sure 2011 also must have inspired a lot of cricketers to take up this wonderful sport.
Okay, Manoj Pasari has a question. Manoj, why don't you ask directly? Manoj, the current era.
Yeah, Devang.
Yeah,
so
hi.
the current era of cricket, don't you feel that there had been an overkill of cricket? A die-hard fan like me, or a lot of die-hard fans like us, have started not following cricket the way we used to follow. Or rather, I would say, I'm being modest by saying not following, but kind of absolutely not following cricket because of the overkill. So what do you think is the right mix?
See, it depends on what format you like. See, now we have 3 formats, and it caters to different segment of people. Like if I were in your place, if you like Test cricket, then I'm sure you will never miss out on a test match. But if you like all 3 formats, then probably you will watch all 3 formats. But going by the trend, the younger generation definitely would want to watch T20 cricket because you tend to get results in a matter of about 3.5 hours. But sometimes you watch a test match for 5 days, you don't get a result. So it's a little difficult, but yeah, there is a lot of cricket now because we get cricket 24/7, and channels are dedicated for cricket. So from that perspective, there is an overdose of cricket, but the onus is on us to strike a balance.
Okay, Alok ji, I have unmuted you.
Devang sir, after Kapil Dev, Sanjay Bangar was one of the fast bowler all-rounders for India, and then Robin Singh was there. And today only Hardik Pandya is seen as the fast bowler all-rounder. He's the only proper fast bowler all-rounder. Why there is so much of dearth in this particular field in our country? Whereas we see that in other countries, those who are playing cricket, they have much more options, but we have only very few.
Even we selectors have discussed about the same question. Because we are also, scratching our heads to, find an all-rounder because it lends a lot of balance. If you have a good all-rounder who can bat and bowl, then you can play an extra bowler in that case. And then the combination of the team becomes very good. So whenever we have had a Hardik, what happens is that, we play with an extra bowler. So in case one of the bowler gets hit, which can happen, then you have another bowler to fall back on. So we are also on a desperate lookout for an all-rounder. There has been a dearth ever since Kapil Dev. We have never found the same sort of an all-rounder. I wouldn't bracket a Robin Singh or a Sanjay Bangar in the same league. But this guy definitely, like we have Hardik Pandya, who's definitely talented. But then again, he only plays 2 formats. So let's wait and watch. And I hope one day we find the same all-rounder as Kapil Dev.
Thank you, Alok. Thank you. There's another question. Ray, I'll take 5 more minutes, boss. I know I promised you for only 40 minutes. There's another question from Nitindra. I've unmuted you, Nitindra.
Hi. Hi, Devang.
Hi, Nitindra. Johnny, bouncer dish nahi karna.
Nah, bouncer the one. Acha, tell me, Devang. One thing, you are now a national selector, but I know you from your childhood. You have been very much into Bengal cricket as well, because you have come in Bengal cricket from grassroots level. What is your present take on Bengal? So that Maharaj means Devang Gandhi joined, and there was Vision 2020, Lakshman Murli coming in, and Lalji getting inside, and there were a lot of other things, being worked on Bengal cricket. And now we have seen Bengal doing very well in Ranji Trophy, and with Saurashtra, they have a very competitive match. So, any good names from Bengal, which is doing the rounds, they can make it, or they have something to do to play with the highest form of cricket. What's your take on Bengal cricket right now?
See, Bengal cricket at the moment is doing well. You know, as you said that we played the Ranji finals and we were very close. It was a very well fought game, and unfortunately we missed out. And there are some good pool of fast bowlers there. There are a few youngsters there, openers. So they definitely have a good future, but they have made good name for themselves in this season. And I hope if they continue to perform, you know, if they are consistent, they will definitely go on to play a higher level of cricket. But this was a stepping stone in the right direction, to be honest, which looks very promising.
So how do you rate the Bengal team and Bengal players against the other states?
See, when you play a Ranji Trophy final, that means definitely in this year we were the top 2 teams in the country. And we had, Nitindra must be wondering why I didn't name. I mean, I wouldn't be able to name the players, but as I said, fast bowlers were good. And because of them, we could beat a side like Karnataka, which had KL Rahul, Manish Pandey, KS Gautam, some of the players who have played for India or India A. It was a very formidable team. And Bengal, with some of the rookies, you know, we were able to beat them. So definitely Bengal is on the ascendancy, to be honest. There are some good players, and I hope they maintain their fitness and the consistency.
Excellent. So we have a bright future. Now I would like to thank our teachers to have come and joined us. Thank you so much, ma'am. And my school friends for coming over. And thank you, Devang ji, for being here and gracing our show. It was wonderful to have you over. And really, we felt very, very good having you over.
Jitan, I would like to say a big thank you to all the teachers for being part of this program. And thanks once again for the heartfelt blessings. Thanks, friends, Johnny, Pankaj, whoever were there. And thanks. It was a fantastic initiative. Jitan, I hope you make it big and keep enlightening people with your efforts. All the very best. Stay safe and stay good.
Thank you.
And Devang,
thank you,
for
Ravi.
your success, Devang, for your success, you will throw us a very big party.
Yeah, once the lockdown is lifted, I'll be there.
Yes, yes.
And your name will be the first on the list.
And you will stick to it better.
Devang, একটা কথা বলতে চাই 1 minute. Devang, I'm so happy. Jiten, তোমার এই রেসপেক্টে বলছি, Devang called me to tell that in his training center, those boys who are good in cricket, if they cannot pay, please send them, we will train them. This I remember. He just called me that if they are not able to pay, even then, you send them to me, to my coaching center, I will train them up. So this is what Devang is. It's a blessing. Lots of blessing, lots of love to all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Kavita. Bye-bye.
Thanks to your entire team, Jitan. Take care.
Thank you, Hemant.
Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.